jumping the snake.
Well, come on, jump now.
I can't jump. There's a snake there.
Well, get some help then.
I crawled down the side of the tank.
We then continued for some time in the same vein until the patient began to relive his experiences more vividly. Shortly before the tank incident, which we have just heard about, he got news that a great friend of his, Roger, had been treacherously shot by the enemy. A few months before the tank blew up, you lost your best friend, Roger.
Yes, sir.
And you felt pretty awful about that. You missed him very much. Was that right?
Well, he was in a different battalion from me. He was in the 8th Hussars. And they'd already in battle. And we was going up to reinforce this brigade which he was in. And there was a corporal. He said, I've got some bad news for you, Sergeant, he said. He said, your best friend's been murdered.
What do you think about that?
I changed from a pleasant, easygoing lad to a bitter.
You missed Roger very much, didn't you? You even named your child after him. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I never knew his Christian name till he got killed.
Well, let it go now. Let it all go. Say what you think now. Say what you think loudly if you want to. Let it all go. Blow it out now.
His sister wrote to me, and she said, how's more what you getting on? He'd been dead 3 days then. And I said, I found out his Christian name when I was very ill with this mental. I decided that if I ever got well, I'd have a boy. And the little boy come and I got his name Roger.
So you've named him Roger, haven't you?
Yes.
You remember, Will, we spent years doing this sort of treatment during the war.
That was very exhausting, wasn't it?
Yes.
It's mostly wartime thing, yeah?
Well, we did a good deal of this work during the war, but it naturally applies to civilian stress and strain too, accidents in civilian life. And a patient of mine...
Is it effective?
Yes, very effective in the right type of case.
But you must have a severe incident, must you? A traumatic incident, something that really
Yes,
upsets the
it has to be
patient.
something which is really very painful or very terrifying indeed. And I have a patient with me who's kindly consented to come along today. He was involved in a head-on collision in 1952. He didn't work from 1952 to 1954 when I first saw him in hospital. I gave him some abreactive treatment. He had 4 or 5 treatments altogether, and I'm pleased to say he was able to go back to work in a reasonable state.
Did he go over the whole smash, the whole accident?
Yes, he, although he remembered most of the incidents of the actual smash, he didn't remember it entirely.
You mean you got some...
we did get some of his memory back again, and in doing that, there was a very great release of emotion indeed.
I'd like to ask you about it. Good evening. Now that we've heard all about this story, just tell me a little bit what you felt like before the treatment, after this smash.
Well, before the treatment, I felt very depressed.
What were you doing?
Nervous. Beg your pardon?
What did you do? Were you working?
I was working at the time, yes.
What were you doing before the treatment?
Well,
were you still driving?
No. I had to come off the road.
Had to come off the road altogether,
Yes.
did you? And what about the treatment itself? What do you remember of that? Can you tell us what it was like? What happened?
I mean, actually, there's nothing in the treatment itself. Of course, it does get to the root of the trouble.
How did you feel? Do you feel well almost at once? Do you feel much better?
Oh, yes. I mean, you don't... there's nothing in the treatment. Of course, after the first treatment, I felt a little more depressed than I had before. But
Did you have a feeling that you were letting out emotion, would you say, or not?
Yes, definitely. Oh,
You did have that feeling?
Yes.
Hmm. And what are you doing now?
Well, I'm market gardening at the present.
Market gardening?
On my own account, yes.
And feeling fit, are you?
Oh, fine. Lovely.
Good.
And, of course, I did give my driving licence up, but...
You gave your driving licence
I've
up?
renewed it since.
But you renewed it now? Yes. Well, good luck to you. Well, there are the various forms of physical treatment we're concerned with this evening. Of course, this sort of treatment is very close to general medicine. A general physician like myself, working in ordinary hospital, not on mental patients, sees a good deal of the value of these drugs. For instance, if we take syphilis of the brain, which used to fill our mental hospitals, now a course of 10 injections of penicillin and it's cured. And then there are people whose thyroid glands here on the neck are not working properly. They may be quite mad or mentally defective. Give them the thyroid extract and they're quite well. And there are vitamins and a number of other things, such as the tranquilizing drugs, which we use in general hospitals. And this is a tremendous development of bringing general medicine and psychiatry close together. Indeed, there are a good many patients, and we never refer to the psychiatrists now, aren't there? Would you agree with that?
It's quite true, yes. And I think it's important to emphasize, too, that we're only at the start of this particular treatment approach. I can see great future discoveries occurring here which will revolutionize psychiatric treatment as we know it today. For instance, we've only got to get better chemical treatments of schizophrenia, and we could get hundreds and even thousands of patients out of the mental hospitals almost overnight.
Isn't that a bit over-optimistic?
No, it isn't, because judging by the events of the last 25 years, I think it's probable. When I entered psychiatry in 1934, there were none of the treatments we've seen today, none of the physical treatments, none of the ones you were referring to. And I was thought to be rather sort of optimistic and one-track mind, and I thought this was a possible line of approach. But I think the next 25 years may be equally exciting to us.
What about psychotherapy?
Well, I think we must mention that. That's most important, because however good physical treatment becomes, and whatever treatment you finally decide to use, you must remember that you're dealing with mentally ill people. And when these people come to you for help, they are often particularly helpless and probably suffering much more than we can ever imagine. Now, therefore, it is important, whatever else we do, that we must give them all the personal help, the sympathy and the support that's in our power until they're on their feet again. And I do hope that providing all these possible approaches are used and combined, that these two treatment programs will have shown how really worthwhile psychiatric treatment is becoming for many patients, how exciting it is for those of us working in it, and what a bright hope I think there is for the future.
Well, that's a most encouraging note to end on, isn't it, in the last of these particular programs we've got here. What I think I've learned is the tremendous range of treatment available now, the way in which the psychotherapeutic approach, talking to and encouraging the patient, analyzing the deep underlying difficulties he has, may be combined with these new and rather exciting, dramatic physical methods of treatment. Behind it all, what I've learnt is that psychiatrists are doctors. And like the rest of us doctors, what they really want to be is their patient's friend, helper, and advisor. Well, on that note, I think it's good night.